He has to sign it.
Normally we would, but since it's just y'all here.
Oh,
You know.
Yeah.
Okay. Very
Oh.
good.
hold them on.
No, I'm sorry. I got to be straight out for that. So. By 9 o'clock. What's the power out? Oh, yeah,
School.
sure. There was a bigger crowd. Yeah. Oh, right, right. Yeah, it is.
So. Oh my God. They all had shown.
They got meat every. Probably.
There we go. First thing on the agenda is approval of, lot
14. Okay. Could have I move that we approve the minutes. Okay. Second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Raise your right hand. Approve. It's approved. Thank you. First on the agenda.
All right, so we have 304 Factors Walk. This is a property located in the Gahagan PUD. The ordinance, section 2.10, requires a 20-foot rear setback. The property owners are requesting a variance to that setback from 20 feet to 14 feet. To go over the background on the project, this project has not been submitted for permit review just yet. The need for the variance was determined before that by the applicants discussing the proposal with Tim. Staff feels that the applicant does not meet all 4 criteria, but that there is a hardship present. Extraordinary conditions do exist on the property based on the orientation of the house on the lot and the fact that it is on a raised slab. There are brick stairs that come out and occupy a large portion of the existing patio. The additional 6 feet encroachment would make the patio much more usable by the current and future property owners. Other property in the area do have similar conditions. However, this property is located within an established neighborhood that has larger lots and many unique characteristics. The larger lots allow for greater building separations. Utilization of the property is not eliminated or unreasonably restricted due to the setback. However, the enjoyment of the property is unnecessarily restricted due to the 20-foot setback requirement. Detriment should not be caused by the approval of this setback reduction. This is an open patio cover and should have a negligible effect on the adjacent properties.
Do you have a second?
Yeah, I appreciate the background. I don't have to read all of my notes here. A little bit of the background is we moved into Gehagen in 1990, and one of the nice things there was from Hurricane Hugo, it left a little water oak volunteer tree, and it grew and spread and gave us shade for many years until about 2 years ago, developed a significant rot. We had to get a permit to remove it. And now, since we're sort of a southwest facing house, the backyard is anyway, we get sun from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day. And it really does restrict our ability to utilize the area. So Patty and I are we're pretty young, but we're not going to wait 20 years for another tree to grow back to give us shade. So we're requesting this additional setback. It's actually 14.5 feet to 16 feet. So the property line's a bit of an angle. And, we have reached out to the homeowners association, who's given us a letter of approval for the design of the patio. We have 2 letters from our neighbors who are a direct line of sight to the patio, proposed patio, and showed them a picture of the design. I don't know if you've seen it. This is what you can sort of see it, open patio look. Right. Yeah, open patio look, and we showed them, and we walked off where it would terminate in the yard. Yeah, there's another picture. We don't have the design yet. We're waiting for this to unfold here. So their agreement, we have the 2 letters also in the, what do you call this little hub there? We uploaded to the hub. And it's also the angle of the roof. Since it's going to be a gabled roof, we wanted to keep in line with the design of our existing house. We don't want to do a shed roof. Just looks a little tacky for us. And having the gabled roof really and raised up 4 feet for the crawl space, it really lets a lot of sunshine in regardless. So the additional 4 feet or 4.5 feet would really help alleviate the shade issue, and give us more space to move around. We've got 7 grandkids and 7, and their parents, and they come over and we have parties and all that stuff. And it's hard to sit in the patio together. So this would really help that process along. So that's a hardship, I guess, if you will. All of the other homes in the neighborhood, at least in our outline site, have porches. We do not. We bought this from the bank in 90. I think it was the Salisbury group that developed Gehagen at the time. They went bankrupt. We bought it from the bank, and for whatever reason, they didn't put a porch on the thing. But everybody else does. They get to enjoy it. And, the tree helped us over the years, but now we would like to enjoy the shade. It sounds a little, weak, but, we're getting old. I'm just retired, and we like to sit outside. So that's really the bottom line. And we're just asking for you guys to, approve our variance for the shed or patio, sorry.
Any questions?
The 2 images that we've seen show grass behind it, but the map that's on the screen right now is showing concrete. Is there the
No,
pad?
it's just, it's concrete. It's just stone.
Okay. but it's there.
It's there, yes.
Okay.
Is
Um,
the concrete there? That,
We have an existing pad, yes.
so what you're building is gonna cover what's existing?
Yeah. Pad going 4.5 feet closer to the property line.
So you're gonna extend the concrete pad as well?
Yeah, if that's allowable, yes.
I will, sorry to interject. Tim didn't include this in his staff report, but I did ask him if he measured the impervious surface area of what you have existing. He did say that it did not exceed the impervious surface requirement. So if you are planning on extending that, just keep in mind that we would have to look at that. Because anytime you increase that percentage, we need to ensure that you're not going over the allowable
Okay.
amount.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, it's certainly feasible for us to continue or to keep the existing stone covering. It's just, what do you call it? Travertine laid in sand, so it's easy to keep there. So that's really the.
What kind of surface is that area?
We have a concrete pad right now.
Okay.
Which came with the house when we bought it, and then the travertine extends from there another 4 feet or so, 4.5 feet. Essentially. Yeah, we have a fence between, we have a pool, we have a fence between the patio and the house, so that none of the kids and dogs, if they come over, run in there. So where the gate to the pool is, it's 4.5, that's where the 4.5 foot is from the concrete pad. And so we just put in additional pavers there just to make it easier to walk in rather on the grass, keep the pool a little cleaner and all that. Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Any other questions? Could you just slide that up to see the next? There we go.
Yeah, that's essentially that's not a very good picture of it. I have a better picture, but that's essentially the location of the roof, the patio.
So that's how you're going to extend it.
Yes. I
The
know.
surface.
It's very amateurish drawing there, sorry.
No, that's-
But doesn't your existing pool already extend within the 20 feet? I mean, you've already encroached, right, on the 20 feet?
Pat, we did get the permit for that.
So the
process.
20-foot setback, and I'm sorry for interjecting, the 20-foot setback is for the primary residence. Pools are considered accessory structures, so they have a lesser setback requirement. Again, without knowing the entire history on your property, depending on when the pool was installed, the UDO does allow for a pool to encroach, I believe, up to 7 to 10 feet within the rear setback. So I'm not sure when this was permitted, but either way, it would have been considered an accessory structure and not subject to the same setback requirements.
So let me ask a hypothetical.
Yes.
If this roof that they're proposing was disconnected from the house by 1 foot,
Yes,
then there wouldn't be an issue.
it would be subject to the, accessory setback rather than the primary 20 feet.
So there would be not an issue in this case.
Correct.
Which of the 4 criteria did you feel like they did not meet?
Personally, when I went over the staff report with Tim, I believe we discussed, let's see. I did not believe that the property under B, I think Tim had it as that other properties did not have similar conditions. Let's see.
Due to the existing structure being built so close to the rear of the.
Yeah, I'll be honest with y'all, I didn't write this.
Okay.
But I did, when I went over it, I disagreed with B because he, Gehagen in general is a larger neighborhood with larger lot sizes. This is a typical, over time, these properties have been built up so much. So I felt that what he originally had under B was not correct and he modified that slightly. In my personal opinion, I would slightly disagree with, it was A that I disagreed with. I did not believe that the orientation of the house was that irregular and that the shape of the lot was that irregular. But other than that, and as I mentioned to the homeowners, in my opinion, you know, setback requirements in this specific instance are somewhat arbitrary if it's not impeding on the neighboring properties. But again, it's a little hard to go from someone else's staff report. But in general, overall, my opinion on the variance is that I see there is a utilization hardship. But I see your point about modifying the request, but that would essentially make it not a patio cover. It would be a gazebo of sorts.
Am I right in saying that this 14-foot setback that they're requiring is not as close to the rear setback as the pool? The pool is 12 feet, right?
Correct.
So it's nothing different than what's already there as far as something else, to my opinion.
Yeah, physically, if we took away the zoning ordinance requirements or requirements of the PUD, yes, if we were looking at it arbitrarily from a different perspective, there is already something in that part of the backyard. It's subject to different setbacks.
I would move that we approve the request.
I'll second it. Somebody already did. Okay.
They get the permit, they still have to do the.
Yes, so we'll have to have something to scale that shows, and if there is any additional paving on the property, you will need to show that. From my understanding, Tim reviewed this site plan. So if there is anything additional, we'll verify that with y'all. We'll go over the impervious surface requirements. What did you say was paved around the pool? Travertine?
It's travertine, yeah.
Okay. But yeah, that will be reviewed at the time of permitting. Hopefully, if there is an issue, we'll work with you to meet that requirement rather than having to come back before the board for another request.
So if it doesn't meet, is it 35% coverage, right?
Yes, sir.
So the 35% coverage, if by extending it 4.5 feet, that takes me over to 36, whatever. If I just put artificial turf in there or grass, would that
So
satisfy that requirement?
So if there is a covering, anything with a roof is counted towards that square footage.
Okay.
So typically what we do is we look at other paving that you have on the property and look into either turning that into pavers or gravel, because that's only counted at a rate of 25% versus 100% square footage. So if you have 100 square foot area, it will only count as 25 square feet. So if it's that small of a margin, there are ways that we can handle at a staff level to work around that to get you to meet that requirements.
Okay, very good. Does it show on there?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I do. I built that shed. I got a permit for it, obviously, from the town. And yeah, I do use it extensively. I know. I can't live without my shed. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay.
All right. Did y'all have any matters to discuss otherwise? Miscellaneous?
Make a motion, we adjourn.